Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Amber Wynn. Today, we are featuring Compton Girls Club, our founder and executive director, Chrystani Heinrich, an amazing leader in youth development and creating safe spaces for girls in South Los Angeles. Christy, welcome.
Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited and I feel so honored to be on your show today.
You know what? The honor is mine because, as I said, my purpose for being here is to support the most amazing people on the planet, and that would be you. So let's just jump right in. Share with us why you started the Girls Club.
Yeah, so I started Compton Girls Club in 2017. I was the librarian at Compton High School. And, libraries weren't really, they're not doing their thing anymore, sadly. But kids were still coming up there. And a lot of times it was girls who were just kind of sad, just kind of sitting to the side. They come in, put their head down, or they come in to fight someone, or like they just were in there sad. And interestingly enough, I was kind of in the same position. I had hit the paper ceiling. I couldn't find other word. I was just kind of there. And I'm like, this can't be life. This isn't it. And so I was like, well, let me dig deep. What can I share? I have skills. What kind of things can I share? I was a Girl Scout. I was like, these girls need something like the Girl Scouts, but not quite. And so I made a 6-week workshop where we did things that we as adults have done dozens of times. We did vision boards, we did journaling, we made collages, brown sugar body scrubs. I
Hey.
was paying for it all out my pocket, And by week 7, they were like, so what are we doing this week? And I'm just like, oh, y'all liked it. Y'all came in with an attitude at first, but now y'all like it. And I was like, okay, there's something here. And I posted everything on Instagram, because Instagram was the social media at that time. And just people from the community was just like, how can I help? How can I help? And we kind of grew from that how can I help language. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the programs that you offer there.
hmm Yeah, so at Compton Girls Club, we offer, youth leadership. We offer exposure to the arts. We offer workshops centering career exploration, where they're not just being talked at, but they're learning with. So these workshops are hands-on. If you're going to learn about coding careers, we're going to code a website. If we're going to learn about cooking an Italian meal, we're going to bring in an Italian chef. And we just want the classes to be as interactive as possible, because once you get out of school, you don't want to come on your weekend and get talked at. And so our our classes are those workshops, kind of like that. I don't know if stopgap is the right word, but the things that we didn't learn in K through 12, because we have learned things about how to file taxes, what is cryptocurrency, we learned sexual education. It's all those things that we missed out in school that can help us get over that bump from graduation into the real world and becoming an adult.
And what do you think makes you different? Like you said that you were a Girl Scout, so you've been in some of these after school programs, some of these, gender-based programs. Talk to us a little
Mhm.
bit about what makes, Compton Girls Club different.
Yeah, so with Compton Girls Club, we're not just girl open to just girls. We're girls and gender nonconforming folks. And when I was in high school, it wasn't programs like that for us in the hood. Like, I went to Crenshaw, I was in the hood, but parents weren't having it. If you were too different or if something was odd, it was never a safe space for kids to just show up as themselves and be, just themselves. And so I think our classes are a lot different because we do open ourselves up to different types of folks. We do provide classes that are beyond just cheerleading, dance, and sports. We're offering things that kids in neighborhoods that don't look like ours are doing. And we're making sure they have the best. We're not giving you raggedy laptops. If we're doing a computer class, we're buying you a brand new Mac and we're learning on that, because that's the industry standard.
Right.
We don't need you to have perfect grades. We don't need you to be student of the month. We just need you to show up and be willing to learn something for a couple of hours, something new that you may have never had access to.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to feature you on Nonprofit Spotlight, because parents, funders need to know that, there's a place out there where, kids from under-resourced communities can go and
Mm-hmm.
feel safe and learn new things and be exposed to new things. But I imagine you must have had some challenges along the way. Share with us some of the things that you had to overcome in order to get to where you are right now.
Yeah, so when I started this nonprofit, I didn't even have an idea of what a nonprofit was, let alone an executive director, a board, and everything that goes along with it. I am a girl from the hood myself. I still live here. My home is here. I grew up. So, I did have a learning curve where I had to kind of, every step I took, I had to Google. If I had to write bylaws, I had to take a whole course from scratch on how to create bylaws. And it was just kind of like that lack of knowledge, that I didn't get in K-12 to even know that this exists, to even get on this path. And it was one of those things where I just wanted to do the work. I wanted our girls to do something fun after school, explore something different. But then the nonprofit world was like, hey, where's that statement of information? Like, where's your taxes? And it's just like, I just want to help the girls. Like, what y'all want from me?
Right,
So,
right, right.
Yeah, but
I can imagine that was a huge learning curve because, as I've said a million times, a nonprofit is a business. It's just a business with a philanthropic purpose. And as you are explaining, your heart was with the community. You wanted to make a difference.
yes,
You just wanted to do the programming, but then you're faced with all of this legalities. What is the IRS, the state
yes.
franchise tax board? So how did you overcome some of these challenges?
Yeah. So in the beginning, like I said, I was Googling every single step. If it was a word I didn't know, I had to Google it. And, I was boots on the ground doing self-learning. But then as I grew and went along, I saw that there were options. I was reached out to by the Black Equity Collective through London. Thank you a million times. And she introduced me to this program, Build. And when I tell you, I learned a thesis level, major level of education in 1 year. Like, I eventually would have got there because, that's who I am, but it would have took me 7 years instead of one. So
Right.
like, that's how I got my knowledge of how to run and work a nonprofit. Like, between the Black Equity Collective and Wynn, like, y'all have been my saviors with this organization, because sometimes I felt like maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Maybe this is not my work. And even just I felt like my ancestors, like, no, this is what you're here for. To like push through, reach out to folks who have done it before. And that's some of why I'm here and working. Yeah.
So I just really want to circle back, not because I want to toot my own horn, because I don't have a problem with my own. But I think it's important for nonprofit founders in particular to understand that it's not okay to just, struggle in silence, that there are resources
Mm-hmm.
out there that will help you not only get to the next level, but do it quickly. I think it's important
Mm-hmm.
to reiterate, you would have gotten there because that's the type of person that you are. That's your personality. But why should you struggle for 10 years when you can get there in, one? And when I mean get there, I mean being able to pay yourself a salary. It takes, on average, 2 to 3 years before a nonprofit founder gets to a place where they can get a salary. And even in that statistic, it's not like a salary every month, market
Mm-hmm.
rate. It's like, well, I'm getting a love offering, I'm getting a stipend, you know.
Oh yeah.
So talk to the audience, and in particular to other nonprofit founders, about the value of reaching out, being in community, getting that support from
Mm-hmm.
experts who can help you scale and who can help you grow. You mentioned it a little bit, but I think it's just
Mm-hmm.
important because I say it all the time. Get it from a person who's already been there, done that, and got the t-shirt so that you can get there
Yes.
faster. But really just spend a couple of minutes talking to your community about the value of seeking some support.
Yes. If I were to do this myself and stayed on that path, like I said, it would have took me 7 years, but I would have burnt out and I would have gave up. And I just would have I wouldn't see the value, and not the value as far as the kids, because the kids deserve it all. And I eventually would have pushed through, but I would have burnt out long time ago. So, we actually in like year 1, year 2, we invested in a company called Inside Projects who developed all the back end for us. So they helped us create pillars, our values and things like that. Because I couldn't do it myself. I didn't know how, and it was worth the investment. Because as soon as they created us language, I had language to write grants. And once, I wrote those grants with that I had KPIs. I had never heard of KPIs. I'm being, honest with you. I never heard of them, but they helped develop us some. And when we was writing grants, we popped them in. The number of grants we shot up. Like we had one, but then like the next year I got 5 grants, various amounts. And then I was like, okay, something to this. And then I was blessed with Amber Wynn and Black Equity Collective. This alone, if you can find something in your budget, even if it's taking $50 out of each grant and putting it to the side and just getting some type of training, it is worth it. Do not burn yourself out. You cannot do everything. And I'm seeing and learning that still working through it. But if you can pay somebody, let them do it. Let them take some of that off your shoulders and plate.
So share.
And you'll have a finished. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. And you have a finished product, right?
And you'll have a finished product that you don't have to be like, well, maybe this is okay. Maybe this is right. It's like, no, I wrote this for you. It's here. Put it on your website. Move to that next step.
Right. And it's right. It's funder ready. What happens is it's not, founders do not realize that they're competing against other nonprofits. So they think, oh, it's okay because I'm out here doing the work. But you are competing for the small pot of money. So you need to look the part. So having somebody who knows what it's supposed to look like, it just sets you up powerfully for success. What I was going to say is, it's important to understand that when you invest in your organization, you're investing in the exponential growth and impact of the organization.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm hearing from you. I know that you recently had a huge win. Share with your audience what that win is and how you think it's going to impact your programming in terms of being able to, be the center of your community.
Yes. So we actually got access to, we have a lease with the local church in my community to lease space for our Compton Girls. And Compton Girls Club, and we're calling it the Compton Girls Clubhouse. And so it's a hall, it has kitchens, it has offices, a stage, everything. And we just reached out to the church because we noticed that nothing's going on during the week or even on Saturdays. And they were just like, we would love to have you in here. There's nothing going on. And, you coming in will bring new life to the church. You bringing new folks in here, they'll have eyes on the church. And, they gave me a really affordable lease. And it was like, please do with it as you will. We just want these girls to have a safe space, keyword safe space, to be in a consistent space for them to be in. They shouldn't have to go from this center to this center. Like, no, this is y'all home now. And, it's a blessing, I'm still like thinking about it, like, this is crazy. Like we have a place that's ours, and we're so excited.
I'm so excited that, the girls in South Central, South LA, Compton, Willowbrook, of the whole area, they have you, Chrystani. I'm from Watts. For those of you who don't know, I've said it enough, they should know. But I will say that, having someone that looks like you, who is advocating for you. And the reason why I've reached the levels that I've reached is because I've been exposed to different things. Listen, young people from marginalized, under-resourced communities are just as bright, just as brilliant. The difference between our kids and the kids from affluent communities is just exposure. So I want to personally thank you. I know our parents and our young girls thank you all the time, but I want to personally thank you for your commitment to South Los Angeles and the girls that you are creating safe spaces for. So thank you, Chrystani. And thank you for being on the show today. Is there anything that you'd like to share with community, either, parents looking for resources, funders are looking for an amazing, program to sponsor? Do you have any initiatives, any programs? How can we help you today?
Before we get to that, and I'm a thank you back person to thank you, sorry. But I just want to thank you because, I don't really have any mentors, but I see you and I'm like, man, she's from Watts. Like Watts is a block down from my house. Like, and I see you, you know, doing the executive director thing. And then I'm like, oh, she works for a girls empowerment executive director, you know, director position at one point. I'm just looking at you and I'm just like, man, if Amber can do it, like this can be me in 5-10 years. So I just want to thank you as being as a silent mentor, because you know I'd be thinking you my mentor in my head, but you know that's just me.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Yes.
Even if it's unofficial or whatever. Like my purpose is to support you, Chrystani. So I'll take it. I'll take my flowers.
Okay.
But
yes, as far as new initiatives right now, we actually have a coding camp that's going to be starting in 2 weeks where we're teaching girls how to code a digital magazine from scratch. So they're going to be creating the articles, they're coding the website, they're doing the graphic design. We're just being there as adults to make sure everything's safe. So we're actually going to start that. That's our most recent program going on right now. But we are always looking for folks to come and teach small batch classes, 2-hour classes. It can be on anything. It could be on how to build a birdhouse. It could be on how to file taxes. Our girls always are looking to learn something new, and we need adults that look like us or from our community or not to come and teach them something so they can see themselves mirrored in their mentors. And yeah,
that's what's up. No, I appreciate it. So then what I want to do then is to put up how they can reach you. www.comptongirlsclub.org, or if you would like to write a nice big fat check to the Compton Girls Club, you can reach out to Chrystani at hello-girl.org. Listen, I closed mouths never get fed. So
and I appreciate that.
So thank you, Chrystani. Yes, community, fam, if you're looking for a place to safely you know, put your child, your young girl, if you're looking for a place to volunteer, if you're looking for a place to write that check, Compton Girls Club is an amazing investment. Be sure to think about her and the girls and the difference that you can make in the community. So that's all we have for today's Nonprofit Spotlight. Chrystani, again, thank you so much for being on air with the Amber Wynn.
Thank you so much, Amber. I appreciate you sharing our story.
Absolutely.